It's interesting when a pastor argues that Lucifer was the first to sin when they're teaching people that God is all-knowing, all-powerful, and the source of all creations. Because if God created Lucifer with full awareness of every outcome before it occurred, then the capacity to rebel did not originate in Lucifer. It originated in the mind that designed him. Which brings up our next point, because a creation cannot express a trait the creator did not build into the blueprint. So the real question is not who sinned first. The real question is who authored the conditions that made sin possible. And I gotta say, it's pretty impressive how you argued your way right back into my point. You know they say pastors who don't listen train congregations who don't think. If Satan predates Adam and Eve, that means the capacity to sin predates humanity, meaning it was built into the creation. But let me give you perspective. The entire structure stands on the idea that you must be saved from something. Yet, if Lucifer is the first sinner, then Lucifer authored the world, meaning we are all creations of the fallen one. And if that's the case, the system has people worshiping the wrong creator while blaming the right one for existing. But we know that's not what happened. When all of these authors wrote this story, they didn't account for the fact that placing a flaw in the creation would trace it right back to the creator. And instead of teaching their people about polarity, they invented a separate figure to absorb all the blame to keep the architecture untouched. And by not recognizing polarity, they wrote a story where the architect designs the fall and then sends down a chosen representative to be crucified and later prays for suffering for the very people that you've convinced to blame the devil as if the architect subcontracted the flaw. So yes, your system's God was the first sinner, so watch what you teach. And since we're operating within the system's own logic, can we please stop telling humanity they are going to owe an eternal debt for something that your story claims was already cleared? That, my friend, is double jeopardy.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash, Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai being the true name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and rule well, and shalom to you brothers out there laboring in all truth and sincerity. Hey, these churches and these false pork chop eating pastors is the reason you got Jake like this going around spewing profane and vain babbling, is because you're misrepresenting the scriptures. And that's why in these latter days, the truth was given to select men, starting with our apostles and elders on down, to break down these scriptures the proper way. And people are leaving the churches left and right because y'all misrepresenting the scriptures and not breaking it down properly. You know, whether they leave the church and come into this truth, that's up to the, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. But, most Jakes are leaving the churches and going to being atheists or being Muslims or whatever. But, small percentage are leaving and coming unto this marvelous light, unto this gospel. But the point is, the scriptures are being misinterpreted and also misrepresented. One second. So us being in defense of the gospel have to break down these scriptures properly. And first and foremost, Satan has never sinned. Satan is on point. Satan does the bidding of the Heavenly Father, and the Heavenly Father is all knowing, and he is a balanced power. He's a balanced entity. He's a balanced being. What I meant to say. And starting with 2 Timothy 2:15. Hey, if you are getting a false misinterpretation of the scriptures, then study to see if whether it's true or not. 2 Timothy 2:15, study to shew thyself approved unto the Most High God Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So if you know, if you have your own misinterpretation of the scriptures, don't, if you didn't study, if you didn't study that book, then don't just go and spew madness out your mouth that has nothing to do with the scriptures. Oh, let me jump back one. That's it. Oh no, I think it's in the next verse is the point. But shun profane and vain babblings, and that's what this guy's doing. He's just babbling stuff that's vain and profane. It says, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. So, if you if what someone is teaching don't sit right with your spirit, then go and search the scriptures to see if it's true. Be more so like the people from the church of Berea in the book of Acts. I believe, no, I got it. I was holding it. Chapters 17. All right, let's get it in the NLT. Acts 17:11. On the right-hand side, it says, and the people of Berea were more open-minded than those in Thessalonica, and they listened eagerly to Paul's message. They searched the scriptures day after day to see if Paul and Silas were teaching the truth. See? So, most jakes are just being led deeper and deeper into, they leaving the churches and getting deeper into darkness. But hey, and if it's the will of the Lord, gonna bring you into this marvelous light. But the point is, Satan is a creation of the Heavenly Father to do his bidding, to do the bidding of Yahweh. Okay. And we're going to get a couple of counts real quick. Here it is. Here's one in Proverbs. Let me get that, pull that back up. It says, Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. You see, so the Lord created Satan to do his bidding because he's a balanced power. To do his bidding, he even created Edomites. He created, they are the physical counterpart of Satan. That's the rulers over this planet Earth. They do the bidding of Satan. They do what Satan would do. The scriptures say the earth has been given unto the hand of the wicked. Who you think gave it to him? The one who's in authority. Hey, Yahweh Bashimi Hawashai given the hand unto the wicked, which is the biblical Edomites. But the point is, Satan is more on point than us. We in these bodies, we go off. We try to be as righteous as we can, but we're in these bodies. We offend less and less, but we can't be perfect until we get those new bodies to where we won't sin at all. The laws will be in our inward parts. But hey, Satan is a necessary evil. He does exactly what the Heavenly Father wants him to do. Let's get a few precepts just to make a point. See, this is one precept here that, hey, the Lord is a balanced power. He says, Deuteronomy 32 and 39, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So if he wounds and he heals, hey, he sends angels to heal. He has angels on his right hand side to heal, to perform miracles, to save people, to get you out of certain situations. But hey, on the left hand side, hey, he has death angels to kill. Hey, so he's to be feared. That's why I say it is a need. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So once once the king of terrors get a hold of you, ain't nothing nobody can do. Let me see. So, hey, he's a being of balance. Is the point? So, of course, he created Satan. And whenever he wants anything done, he sends Satan. He sends particular angels to do his will. See, this is James. It's an account in James right here. James 2:19. It says, "Thou believest that there is one God, Most High God, Yahweh. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble." So, if how can Satan be kicked out of heaven if he believe and he tremble? That's more so proof that the Most High Yahweh has authority over him, because he believed that he is, and he trembles. He fears. He feared the Heavenly Father more than you Negroes. You niggas don't even fear the Lord. Hey, but Satan fear and he trembles. Let's get one in. It's an account in Psalms I wanted to bring out too real quick. I think it was I holding that one. Psalms. I don't think I had that one. I'll get it. It's in Psalms. Let me see. Psalms 103. 103. And let me see. I want to say it's in. Go. Psalms 103 and 20. Let's get that. Psalms 103 and 20. Bless the Lord Yahweh. Ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his words. You see? So whether it's a death angel or an angel that heals or and saves, they hearken to unto the voice of his word. They don't go off. They do exactly what the Heavenly Father wants them to do. You know, Satan more obedient than Satan is Satan obedient. He don't miss. He do exactly what the Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai want him to do. We do it to the best of our ability. Hey, and what is sin? Hey, how is Satan sinning? The first to sin. What is sin? Do you even know the what sin is? Let's get it. First John 3 and 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. So the laws wasn't given to the laws wasn't given to Satan. They was given to the Israelites. Let's get this account real quick. You know what? I want to get this in Exodus 12 and 23. Let's get that in the NLT real fast. Exodus, the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 23. 12:23. On the right hand side is the NLT. And this reads, this is an account when, was going to smite the Egyptians when in we were in slaves in Egypt under Pharaoh, and the Lord was going around smiting the Egyptians. Well, he sent the death angel to smite the Egyptians, but commanded us to put blood on a doorpost. But the point is, it says 23 on the right hand side. It says, but the Lord will pass through the land to strike down the Egyptians. But when he sees the blood on the top and the sides of the door frame, the Lord will pass over your home. He will not permit his death angel to enter your house and strike you down. You see? But in this case, that was Yahweh Shai smiting the Egyptians. In this case, that was Yahweh Shai smiting the Egyptians. But the point is, Yahweh has his right hand side angels and left hand angels as well to do his bidding. Let me see if I have this another account. There was one more, but that's the point. Hey, Satan is on point, man. He's a necessary evil, and he does the will of the Lord. Hey, it was for us, and as far as the garden when we went off, hey, it was all for us to learn good and evil because we only knew good. We didn't know. Hey, how can we be perfect rulers if we don't know good and evil? We will be like God. We will be like Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, to know good and evil. So, see, Jake be trying to be too deep and and go off further and further into darkness, further and just vain babbling. You don't know the intents and purposes of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai unless he shares his thoughts with you. You know, it was all destined for us to go off in the garden the way it happened. All for us to win in the end. All for us to be the gods that we were destined to be in the end, to know good and evil, to be judges on this earth. But that's the point. I don't want to go. Let me see if I can get one more and close out. It was another one. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it like this. See, I can't. There was one more. I get one. I know where a good account is. I'll get back. Yeah, I get it. Oh, yeah, that's it. Sheep from the goats. This is a good account right here. This is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 33. And he shall, let me see. It says 32, verse 32, 25 and 32. It says, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as the shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. Next. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. You see it, but the point is, hey, just on the right hand side of Yahweh is Yahweh Shai. Okay, and what's the Yahweh Shai? Yahweh Shai represents deliverance, salvation. Hey, but on the left, hey, right here, it didn't say anything about, favor being given to the left hand, as the left hand is dealing with Satan. Wickedness. But that's just the point of the balance. It's the balance of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Hey, Yahweh Shai is just like his father. So it's all about balance. It's the perfect balance of, he's a balanced power. So that was just one more token that I wanted to add. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.